Hey, welcome to tonight's, oops, we don't want to jump the gun too soon. Welcome to tonight's live stream on a Sunday, hanging out, talking about the events that are unfolding in our world, seeing them for what they are, not being manipulated by them, but being amused by them. They are amusing. Let's be real. Earlier today, I was jumping onto Instagram very quickly and ran across Charlie Kirk's recent post. Let me see when this was posted. 6 hours ago, so it's very new. It's very new. And in the caption, he says, a message to young people 1 year after Trump's life was saved in Pennsylvania. I really can't speak about, well, let's see. Let me see how to phrase this. What do I think about Trump's life being, the attempted taking of his life in Pennsylvania? I'm suspect of it. Let's put it that way. I'm suspect of everything I see on the television. I don't care what it is anymore. These people have lied to us for so long and so hard and done so many acts, bad things in the world for so long. And I don't think Trump is, working for the people like he says he is. I don't think he's working for the people. I think he's working for the same people they've all worked for, taking hundreds of millions of dollars from the same group of bankers and their friends that they've all worked for. And so let's watch this clip and then we'll talk about it. Here we go. And then I'll jump into the comments and we'll see what's up. Here it is.
Where President Trump was this close from losing his life. But everybody, what a tragedy it would be if by divine intervention, God saved the country and we decided to just cast it aside. Where we have this ascendant, exciting, charismatic, bottom-up energy of young people from across America. And the mandate is very simple. Business as usual as DC will no longer work. And now it's on us. We have to execute. We have to have mass deportations. We have to make sure the border wall is secure. We have to make sure that we fulfill all of our promises when it comes to transparency. We have to make sure that young people can afford homes. If we fail to do this, the coalition will be put in jeopardy. These next couple of days here in Tampa, Florida, all 7,000 of you, you are the center of the political universe on the planet right now. And my challenge for all of you is hold yourself to a higher standard. Make this an action event. This is not like just going to a Tampa Bay Buccaneers game and applauding all the time. Every speaker say, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do? Apply the applause into action. We've been given this gift. The next generation helped put Donald Trump into the White House. What comes next will determine whether or not we're a civilization, we're just a collection of colonies and strangers in our own nation. God bless you guys. Thank you so much. This weekend is July 13th.
All right, there it is. I think he's starting to sound a lot like Glenn Beck. I used to be pro Glenn Beck. I used to be pro Charlie Kirk. I mean, again, I'm in the awakening just like everybody is. What I thought was interesting was when I jumped into the comments, and I'm going to jump in here. And again, you can look at this post. It's 6 hours old. It's on his Instagram, Charlie Kirk 1776, 6 hours ago. You can check it out. Listen to some of these comments. Epstein list and unfollowed. Trump's turned into Biden 2.0. That's yikes. Shut the hell up unless you want to tell us where the Epstein client list is first. Release the Epstein list to begin with. Son of a gun. Transparency like with the Epstein list. Roasting him. Absolutely roasting him. Epstein. That's what this person said. Charlie, where are the Epstein files, buddy? You even demanded them. Let's go. It is interesting. I love how the person called him out with the transparency because, Charlie's up there saying, hey, we're going to be transparent. They're not transparent. Did you see the video of Trump, chastising the reporter for asking about Epstein? It's crazy. Comments often offer a better perception than the main video itself. Amen to that statement. About a year ago, I actually started a section on comments. Yeah, I learned so much from comments. I get amazing documentaries. recommendations, amazing book recommendation, amazing insights. There's some brilliant people out there, and they let loose in the comments. A lot of people poo-poo comments, but I go there to mine for solid gold, and it sounds like you do too. I love comments. Let's see. You mean the staged AS? I'm not going to say the staged SHOOTING. This person is sus about it too. That got 73 likes. I'm going to like that. Let's see what people are saying here. I mean, I just look at it all as political theater. I saw a funny meme a while ago, and it had a top-down view of kind of a skeleton head. Kind of, they were conceptualizing the failed shooting, and the first picture of the meme was no Epstein files, and the bullet was headed for the cabeza. And then the second picture in the meme was no Epstein files, and the bullet missed the cabeza. And so either way, we didn't get the Epstein files. I thought it was hilarious. I laughed out loud about it. Let's see. This person says cartilage doesn't heal the way these people think it heals. In the event of a staged situation, collateral damage makes it believable. The way he played it up and kept talking about his ear healed so fast doesn't send off any alarms. Yeah, send off alarms for me. LMFAO, you people will believe in the deep state, but won't believe there's a person that would staged the shooting to achieve partial martyrdom. Yeah, I don't put it past him. I mean, these people are desperate. Days later, he had no mark and no bandage on the ear. I noticed that. I just think it's crazy. Stand for right. Where are the Epstein? Everyone wants the Epstein files. Why did Diddy get off? And I didn't follow the Diddy trial, so I don't know about that. I think it was a distraction. I think everything's a distraction. And let me share something with you. Before tonight's live stream, I thought about making the topic everything is a distraction, because the way I look at what's happening in the world, I look at it as they're distracting us over here with one hand, like pickpockets on the street, while they're taking the money with the other hand. And the money being, printing money out of thin air and or doing the great taking or planning up for the great taking. Distraction, look over here at all this BS while we set up a digital surveillance system, a digital database, and using Palantir, a digital transfer of assets from all of your. I'm sketched by it. So I think even this could be a distraction, right? Even this could be a distraction. This person says, you are a paid government employee who spreads propaganda. I used to trust you. You are part of the problem. Release the Epstein list in all caps. We just want the list, Charlie. Charlie, are you compromised? It goes on and on. I mean, Bongino, Charlie, and Bondi and Kashmir, all those people are compromised. They're all exposed. People aren't buying the bullshit anymore, because remember, Americans were already on the edge. They were already on the edge of their seats, waiting for some miracle, because they know people know we're in a crappy situation. We're in a really crazy situation. We have a potential war. We have potential continuing inflation. We have potential economic collapse. We have border issues. We've got a lot of problems right now. This is like the crescendo of all of the we will make order out of chaos kind of a thing. That's what I think. Your message to young people is you support child. You know what? It's a little bit sketchy comment. Fulfill the promise of giving up the Epstein list. It goes on and on. People want it. They've had it with the delays. They see through the bullshit, where they were already very, very tense. I remember, I don't know, maybe well before the election, 3 or 4 months before the election, I think it was, and again, I don't know whether this guy's compromised either, probably is. Steve Bannon said he gives Trump about 6 months. Like, he'll have about 6 months to produce something, to make a big change. And if it doesn't happen then, the American people aren't going to give him any more. And I think that's what's happening right there. Let's watch this other clip where Trump kind of blew up at the reporter, you know. Let's see. Here it is.
Lingering mysteries. One of the biggest ones is whether he ever worked for a American or foreign intelligence agency. The former Labor Secretary, who was Miami U.S. Attorney Alex Costa, he allegedly said that he did work for an intelligence agency. So could you resolve whether or not he did? And also, could you say why there was a minute missing from the jailhouse tape on the night of the set?
Yeah, sure.
Could I just interrupt
Sure.
for a second? Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable. Do you want to waste the time, and do you feel like answering?
I don't mind answering.
I mean, I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein at a time like this where we're having some of the greatest success and also tragedy with what happened in Texas. It just seems like a desecration, but you go ahead.
Sure. First, to back up on that, in February, I did an interview on Fox, and it's been getting a lot of attention because I said, I was asked a question about the client list, and my response was, it's sitting on my desk to be reviewed, meaning the file along with the JFK, MLK files as well. That's what I meant by that. Also, to the tens of thousands of video, they turned out to be child porn downloaded by that disgusting Jeffrey Epstein. Child porn is what they were. Never going to be released, never going to see the light of day. To him being an agent, I have no knowledge about that. We can get back to you on that. And the minute missing from the video, we released the video showing definitively. The video was not conclusive, but the evidence prior to it was showing he committed suicide. And what was on that, there was a minute that was off the counter. And what we learned from Bureau of Prisons was every night, they redo that video. It's old, from like 1999. So every night the video is reset, and every night should have the same minute missing. So we're looking for that video to release that as well, showing that a minute is missing every night. And that's it on Epstein.
In other words, stop talking about it. My favorite part of that video is this, when Trump says, hey, we've got a lot of other distractions that you're supposed to be focusing on, again, while we're doing you dirty behind the scenes, orchestrating the great taking and or whatever else they're trying to do. All of it is they're robber barons. So whatever, it's hilarious that he said it that way. He goes, hey, why are you still talking about Epstein when we've got all these other things, good and bad, going on? It's like we've got all these other distractions. That's their goal, is always a distraction. William Bloom said, whatever you think your government is up to, it is far worse. If we twisted it a little bit and kind of thought it, we could say whatever your government is distracting you from, what they're distracting you from is far worse. It's always a distraction. This could be a distraction. This whole Epstein thing could be a distraction. You know, we can't put it past them. And again, I think they're just buying time until I think they don't have their system in place yet that they want. I think they're buying time and trying to keep people on the line until they get their system in place. I don't know how many people that is, because as we saw, many people are waking up. They're done with the waiting around for anyone to release anything. Can you believe we've been waiting? I mean, I haven't been waiting, but a lot of people have been waiting since the 60s for the Kennedy thing. What's up with that? Why? If it's our country, if it's we the people that run the country, why don't we have it? If it's our country, we the people, why are we still going to wars when no one I know wants to go to war with anyone else? People are starting to wake up to the BS and ask a lot of questions. And the real $100,000 question is, will enough people wake up in enough time to make a difference? I also thought it was interesting that Charlie Kirk is still pushing the same old thing, even though we know it's all bullshit now. Like this whole, you guys got to make you have a large responsibility to do the right thing and make the country great. It's total BS. It's a lot of pumping people up and stringing them along and making them feel like things are going well when it's really not. Like we're really not getting what we want to get. I kind of gave up on him a while back. I don't expect anything from him, to be honest, but it would be nice. I just don't see, again, too many, when I created my list, too many things are in the column of he's not working for us, right? He's not working for us, and he's never worked for us. I just don't see it. Taking all the money from AIPAC, taking all the money from Mary Madelson, doing the thing, putting, I don't know if that actually went through, but remember when he was talking about putting Larry Fink in some kind of a position? He put crazy people in positions in his cabinet and in his administration. Just wild, and he did that the first term too with Treasury Secretary, et cetera, but I didn't see it then because I think I was invested then. I was really invested then. And I was like, okay, I still believed the BS. I don't anymore. But that's the thing. Once you see it for what it is, then it's like, well, I can't go back now, and you see it everywhere. And you're like, oh, how did I miss that? Are you like this when you see some of the deception, you're like, how did I miss that? But this is what happens when we're mind controlled and propagandized, and they put the trauma into our world with the media and the, politicians, et cetera. And they traumatize people. They traumatize us so much that we see what we want to see, and they prime us. Remember, that's their number one thing. They're master manipulators. They've been doing this a long time, and they get better at it all the time. The level of sophistication for inducing trauma and then introducing mind control techniques on top of it and swaying public opinion and swaying public behavior. That's the game. Remember Klaus Schwab when he said, we're very close to, or it was either him or Noah Harari, his right-hand guy, when they were talking about changing behavior. Like that's the goal that they want. And they've been doing it. That's why I think the attempt on Trump's life was political theater. I think it was, like that person said, to make him a martyr or martyr-like and garner support. These people don't operate like normal people. They're not normal people. They'll do whatever they need to do to maintain power and control. And, I think that's what's up. But their ultimate goal is to change behavior, because just like any business, they want to do it more efficient than the last time. And if they have to use a media machine or actors or all of their little fluff to make people's behavior change, wouldn't it be a lot easier to use, I don't know, kind of mind control techniques and the way they craft it? They're always advancing their game, right? And sometimes when people push back and say, hey, you really think it's like this? And you really think these people are this sinister and doing these many bad things? And I'm like, if I was a bad guy, I'd do all those things and more. In fact, I'm working on another show that I want to do, and I'm just going to straight up, it's called If I Was a Bad Guy. And if I was a bad guy, I'd put poisons in the food. I'd put it in the water. I'd put, messages, propagandas, mind controls in the media, in the movies, in the books, and all of it to sway public opinion and make people do what I want them to do if I was a bad guy. And then I'd be like, thank God I'm not a bad guy. You're lucky I'm not a bad guy, or I would do all those things. And you're lucky no one's as smart as me, tongue-in-cheek humor kind of a thing, that if they've thought about that. Because if I was a bad guy, I'd do all those things and more, right? Hey, hi, how's it going? But because still enough people haven't fully understood, but many are waking up. The positive aspect of what's going on in the world is waking a lot of people up. And that is a very good thing, because we're right near what could be the end of our freedom, for one. right? They are clearly building what looks to be a totalitarian data gathering and surveillance system. And there's no way myself and many people are going to let that happen. It's just not in the cards. They've already gone too far, done too many bad deeds, and it's time for people to wake up. And that's why so many people are talking about it now, and why their story's collapsing. I think they're losing ground, and that's why in my prior live stream today, I brought up the idea of Elon Musk's New American Party. It could very well be that they're trying to spin up another hero or savior for us to come in. I don't think they're going to get it, because I think they thought Trump was going to be their last guy. I really do. Anyway, there's my piece. I just thought it was very hilarious that so many of those comments were roasting Charlie for still pushing the narrative, even though people know it's a total fabrication and a total lie. So there you go. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. I will chat with you in the next one. And until next time, I wish you all the best health, wealth, and success. Have an awesome day. Bye-bye.